Hello all, welcome back to next episode of Mastery in Commerce. We have made the videos of accountancy. I have made the video of economics. I am continuing with the video of statistics today. Right? Stats 1 chapter I have already uploaded. If you have not seen, then you can go through that video of chapter 1, which states you the importance of studying statistics in relation to economics. And now we are on the second chapter, collection of data. We all know that stats plays with data. So whatever data we have collected, it is analyzed by the economist and then they give the result of their study, which helps in studying about the economy and making the plans for future, because past tells us what future has to be, right? So whatever mistakes were done in the past, the data is collected and then analyzed, and then the remedial steps are immediately taken for the next plan. You all know that the economists work behind the growth of the economy. So that is possible only when we have proper data with us. In this second chapter, we are learning about collection of data. What are the methods used for collecting data and which all methods are most popular and actually helpful for the work, right? So we had seen in the previous video the difference between primary data and secondary data. The difference between both of them is when you directly take the interview of the other person and collect the information, that is primary data. But when your information which you have collected is used by any other party and is helping the other party in doing some kind of research work, so your data for you is primary data, but it becomes secondary data for that other party, right? So if I am looking into newspapers, looking into website to find out detail about something, then I am collecting secondary data. But when I am directly approaching the informer or the person who is ready to give me the information, then it is primary data. Learning this is very important because often in exams this question is asked. What is the difference between primary data and secondary data? Right? Now the methods of collection of data involves survey. Now how the survey is done? What are the methods of doing the survey? Survey, you all know of going to people and asking from them. First one is questionnaire. Questionnaire, how it is prepared, what are the points you have to keep in mind whenever you are preparing a questionnaire. So those all things are very important for you to learn from this chapter, because in exam there may be case based questions, case study kind of questions, in which they give you a scenario and they ask you what is wrong with this questionnaire. So if you know that what are the things you have to keep in mind while preparing the questionnaire, then you will be able to answer such kind of questions. Then they are given the ways of collecting data. The first is personal interview. When you are meeting a person face to face, you are able to ask the questions directly, and the other person, if has any doubt related to that question, can ask you or clear the query, right? So like in exam, you sit in exam, you have your teacher with you, you can always ask that in question what is to be written, or what is the meaning of this word, or can you explain what is this question. So you can clear your doubts when a person is in front of you. But when you go to give your board exams, your own teacher is not present there, right? So personal interview clears that barrier, that you can directly ask the person who is asking the question that what all is required. Now when you are in front of someone, your face gestures speak a lot. You are happy after listening to a question, or you're not, or you are hesitant to answer, that all things can be seen by the interviewer and can analyze, right? Then there are certain merits and there are certain demerits also. So demerits may be the interviewer is not so proficient, so we need a expert interviewer to take the interview. The person who knows how to ask the question can only conduct personal interview efficiently. Then sometimes it is very expensive also, because you have to travel to different places to meet the informers. Then going to remote areas often becomes difficult. Now the people who are not interested to give you the whole information will never be interested in going for personal interview. Sometimes on face of someone you don't give the correct information because you are worried that other person may think something about you. So personal interview has certain demerits also. In your book, then next is mailing questionnaire. You can send questionnaire randomly to people and they may answer your queries. Then this has certain merits and certain demerits, which I had explained in the previous video also. Mailing questionnaire may have the merit that people are not in front of you, so they may be comfortable in answering to the questions. Then the people may feel that okay, this questionnaire has this, but there are more demerits. What happens when you send a paper to someone to fill? That person takes it very casually. Okay, they may fill, they may not fill, or they may not send it back also. Okay, so there are chances that you may never get any information from mailing the questionnaires. Then next was telephone interview. Telephone interview, for this it is considered as landline. Okay, mobiles are not used for collecting the surveys. So telephone interviews, often people don't have the telephone with them, or they are not they are reluctant to answer in the telephone, or they often ignore the calls when they receive it. It often happens with you when you are busy. If someone is asking you that, can you please tell me what kind of product are you buying, then they will say, I'm very busy, I'm not interested in answering you, and they will disconnect the call. So it often happens. Everything has certain merits and certain demerits of collection of data. So that all, it was just a recap of what we did in the previous class. So the details are there in your chapter. You can better go through all the details and understand them. Now next we have pilot survey. See, pilot survey means when something we are doing for studying only. Like you remember when COVID came, vaccine was made by doctors. They were testing it on other people, right? So that was pilot survey. They were checking that is it efficient or is it working fine. So just few, it was used as a test only. So same way, before giving the questionnaire or before going for the proper mode of collection of data, it is tested that how the method is going to work. So that is called pilot survey. So you can say that pilot survey is actually the pre-testing. When actually the thing is launched, before that it is tested. Now the merits of this is written in form of paragraph in your textbook. If you want to write the points, you can write right now. The merits of it is, it helps us to check the suitability of questionnaire. Okay, so suitability means we will come to know that whether the questionnaire which we have prepared is properly prepared or not. Then we also check whether the instructions are clear or not. We can see instructions are clear or not. So if you notice that while this testing, if you notice that people are not able to understand the questions, it means there is something wrong with the questionnaire. Now we can also always test cost and time. So cost and time is tested, right? So these are in exam, they may ask you what is a pilot survey. Very easy, it is a test before actually the questionnaire is implemented. What are the advantages of it? It gives us the clear picture of how the questionnaire is suitable and whether the instructions given in the questionnaire are effective or not, people are able to understand it or not. Then how much cost and time is used. Now we have census. You might have heard about census. Census is generally carried out by our government. Not only our government, every country's government take the data of census. Census is studying the whole population in detail. Okay, studying the whole population. Why? You all know that every year we are given the GDP growth rate, the population growth rate of our country as compared to other countries, what is the employment rate of our country, what is the money value of our country. So all these things are done through census. Okay, so census is includes every element belonging to the population. It is a method of data collection in which observations of all the units in the population are taken into account. Now examples of it are, if you remember it, you will always remember the definition. Examples are birth rate, then we have death rate, okay, then literacy rate, means how many people are, so many things are there. You remember it was given in a report once that Kerala has the highest number of educated people. How they came to know? Because they studied each household. They came to know that 100% of population is educated over there. So it tells us about the literacy rate. So census is overall study. Now there is another method of data collection, that is sample method. So what do you think is sample? The meaning of sample is what? When we take only some quantity of related product, right? Suppose we are studying about rice, basmati rice and normal rice, and there are different varieties of rice in the market. So we take only one sample out of it and we study it, right? Suppose there are blood groups, different blood group people. So we take only 2-3 people of different blood groups and we do the test on them. So this method does not involve whole population. Okay. So in this only few samples are collected. Only few samples are collected. Alright. So you should be clear with the census and sample method. So census method studies every one in the population, while sample method collects only few samples. To study the whole population is practically impossible. So samples are selected from the population to get the information required. Now two types of sampling are done. It has two parts, random and non-random. I'll explain you. Random is, suppose in your house a party is organized, right? You are planning to give a nice gift to the one of the guest of the whole gathering. What you do, you write names of everyone and you put in a bowl, right? And you pick up one of the chit and give that prize to whoever's name is written on that chit. So that is random sampling, right? Randomly you are picking up the people and then you are doing that study. So random sampling tells you that you are doing, it is also called the lottery method. Means randomly people are selected. Okay. So in this method, randomly people are selected of different categories. Like I want to study on effect of some medicine on children, on adult, then on old age. So what I will do, I will take 2 children with me randomly, not selecting but randomly. 2 adults I will call from somewhere, then 2 old people I will call, and I will do my test. So that is random sampling for collecting the data. Everything we are doing is for the main topic, collection of data. So there are various methods used for collecting the data. Now next is non-random. It depends on the judgment of investigator. Okay. So investigator selects the data. Now he has to select that who is going to give me the data. So what are the chances in this? It can show some biasness, right? Now if I am giving you the whole class of students and I am asking you that choose a leader of your choice. Okay. In that what you will do? You will make the person you like most, or the person who is your friend, or the person you know, there are chances that you will make that person as leader. So that is non-random. But if I ask you that write the names of all the students and find the best leader by pulling up the chit from that bowl, then you are randomly picking up one chit and choosing a leader. So that is random sampling. So these two methods are used for the sample method. I hope these methods are clear to you. They are very easy everywhere around us. If we observe the things, learn the names, we will be able to elaborate and tell the answer. in economics, whether you're doing stats or microeconomics, you have to be careful. Elaborate your answers. Don't stick to one line, two line. I want you to practice for your graduation level also from now, because I have often seen children are very reluctant to write big answers. Big answers are not going to harm you. The more you write, the more you are making your point clear. But first of all, that point should be clear in your mind. You should be clear what you are planning to write. Okay. Stats is very easy. With this we finish two chapters. Today we have ended collection of data. If you have observed, there is nothing but everything which is around us. So more you observe, the more you read news. Please read news, listen to news, the news which deals more about the economy, not just useless things. Focus on those things which are going to help you in elaborating your answers, where you can use some examples from those news. There are many students who are interested in what is happening around, and I am telling you, I guarantee that the more they are interested in their surroundings, the better answer comes from them. So please focus on it. Any query you have, any method you are not able to understand, please leave a comment. I will try to reply you and clear your query. If you like the video, please like it, share it, and motivate me also, because there are still the people who are watching the videos but they are not subscribing the channel. Nothing you have to do, click on the subscribe button. I will be motivated to work hard for my students who are not able to clear the doubts in the class. I understand your teachers are working very hard in school. It is nothing like that your teachers are not working hard. They are always there for you. But I am like a support for them and for you people. Okay, so please like, share and subscribe my channel. We will meet again in the next video. I'll try to bring next video of accounts. We will finish the journal entries. I think one more question is left for that. And after that, we will start with the next chapter. All the best to you all. Work hard, read the chapter carefully, every point will be clear. Bye for now.